I've seen a lot of movies, but I have not seen They Live. Probably a lot of people haven't seen this, unless you are a horror film enthusiast. This is a classic, apparently. It's got Roddy Piper. Yeah, this is made by John Carpenter. Directed by John Carpenter. Music is composed by John Carpenter. And it's, surprisingly not produced by John Carpenter. This movie is written by Frank Armitage. I went ahead and looked him up. Turns out Frank Armitage is John Carpenter. It's a pseudonym. I don't know why he put his name everywhere on here except for the screenwriting credit. I'm assuming he just wanted to get paid like two separate people. So that's a lot of fun. I don't really know what to expect about this movie, except for the fact that it's going to be just kind of campy. I heard it was almost like the 1984 of goofy horror movies. So I'm looking forward to seeing the first 5 minutes, and I'll be back to let you know what I think. Alright, so I just got 5 minutes into They Live. There was a long opening credits, but we just kept the timer rolling because it was Roddy Piper walking, so it was kind of plot. And then he was looking for a job and had a charming smile, and there was a preacher, and the 5-minute mark ended with some lady hugging herself on the television. It was really slow. Nothing happened. I don't know Roddy Piper's name in the movie or anything. I just know that he was from Colorado and he's looking for a job. And he's walking around like a vagrant. It's basically like a boring Rambo. At least Rambo had a story 5 minutes in, or at least a conflict. As far as predictions go, I mean, this is a really kind of a cut and dry movie if you know about the movie's existence. You know what the movie is about. I know he gets magic sunglasses where he can see the controlling, like, creatures that are manipulating people into obeying and stuff like that. You see the imagery used a lot in, like, graffiti, like Shepherd Fairies obey stuff. It's pretty common. So it's a cultural icon of a movie, so I can't really predict the plot because I kind of know the plot. And it's not like John Carpenter is a master of subtlety either. So I'm gonna watch the rest of it, but the first 5 minutes, just not worth it. You can come in after the first 5 minutes. It might get fun, but with this I would have changed the channel. I'm bored. This is dumb. I don't want to be mean. I mean, I guess it did a job of making it clear that the main character exists and has a very light struggle of employment. So, it's not an F, it's a D. Because an F would be, I don't know, like just shots of feet or something. That would be an F. But you saw the backpack, slightly more than feet. So, cool. I heard the rest is kind of fun, so I'm going to watch the rest. But that first 5 minutes, no. He did not think of us when he made this movie. Friggin' Frank Armitage, John Carpenter, whoever you are. See you after the movie. Sheeple, I just finished They Live. Bush did Harambe. Anyway, my subtle performance was a wonderful tribute to John Carpenter, the master of subtlety. Oh my god. So, if you haven't seen this movie, you are most people. Basically imagine if, you know, you're that one teenage cousin of yours who keeps sending you links to how the latest mass shooting was a conspiracy. Imagine if he had the ability to make a thriller That would be They Live. I had, an expectation, kind of a prediction. That turned out to just be the premise of the movie. And I was actually a little bit surprised that I wasn't given the full plot in all the gleanings I got hearing about this movie. But now I know why. There is none. It is just John Carpenter ranting about just the same thing you see on the internet all the time. Like, probably in the recommended feed below this video or next to this video, you will see a headline, "Is the government controlling our minds? Is it run by aliens?" Rowdy Roddy Piper, and I'm calling him that because he doesn't have a name in the entire movie. They never say his name. And in the credits, he's credited as nada, the Spanish word for nothing. What the fuck? You just saw They Live. Oh, alright, so Roddy Piper. See, friggin' Kyle here saying, "I can't believe he didn't get another movie role." What? This dude shouldn't have had one movie. This was the worst. Roddy's lines were either so heavily scripted that they were required to move the plot forward a little bit, or had absolutely nothing to do with the context. Him, after getting into a street brawl with Keith David, then seeing a weird surveillance UFO in the sky, he felt that the best words of wisdom in this situation was, "Life's a bitch, and she's back in heat." To which Keith David replied, as if that somehow made him feel better about the situation. And we see these kinds of lines frequently in the movie. I have a very strong feeling that Rowdy Roddy Piper was extra rowdy on set and demanded to say these lines even though they were not in the script. There were probably several no dialogue lines, or no dialogue scenes, where he demanded to say, "I'm here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm fresh out of bubblegum." Why? It was unprovoked. Or this is my favorite. "You look like you fell into the cheese dip in 1957. Sick burn. Roddy Piper. My goodness. Is he dead? Yeah, he died a few years ago, didn't he?
A year ago.
A year ago, yeah. I remember that because he was in Saints Row, I think Saints Row 4.
Oh my god.
That was his last appearance. So, John Carpenter, absolute master of subtlety. There were twists in the movie, but the problem was, he doesn't lead up to them. I understand twists have to feel like they're coming out of nowhere, but there is kind of a finesse to it. There is a finesse to leading the audience to a twist, but instead, he'll start explosions mid-sentence. And not even like an actual explosion, some weird vomit of red smoke and fire that throws people across the room to where you need to take a few seconds to catch your breath. I've had to pause this movie after these twists occurred to just let it sink in for a second, because they're out of left field, which would be a good thing about a twist, except for I didn't feel shocked at it. I just had to take a second to take a couple deep breaths and accept that this is where I am right now. And I'm just trying to keep up with John Carpenter's crazy truther message that he is just laying so thick. The entire movie is like just Illuminati confirmed. I can't say enough about this movie. That's not a good thing. But this is the kind of movie, when we are ready to do it later on, we're going to be doing a Let's Watch of this, because we're going to have to go scene by scene for this strange movie. We're going to have to do a Let's Watch of this, so stay tuned. A little while from now, when we start doing Let's Watches, this will probably be the premiere, because I gotta keep talking about this, but I'm gonna go ahead and stick to the format for the 5-minute review. I am in a desperate love-hate relationship with this movie. I absolutely despise its existence, but at the same time, I haven't been as entertained as I have been by this movie in a very long time. This was incredible to witness. Just like witnessing like a 10-car pileup on an interstate and you're not injured, that's what watching this movie felt like to me. I'm not within this time period. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, so I can enjoy watching this train wreck of a movie. I'm sorry, John Carpenter. You're a friggin' idiot. You are an idiot. I appreciate your other movies, but now I get why you went as frickin' Armitage for this movie, because, dude, you needed to put, like, Frank Armitage's They Live, not John Carpenter. You needed to take your name completely off of this, because it has besmirched your reputation in my eyes. Movie as a whole, first 5 minutes, ghastly, nothing compared to this, to the rest of the movie. That had a D. This one, it's a Schrodinger's grade. It's not ethereal, but it's a Schrodinger's grade. It is equally an A and an F. And until you properly observe it, it can be both simultaneously. But once you observe it, it changes the results. So, I mean, there's no point in observing it. I mean, that's just science. You can't argue with that. Fuck you. So, yeah. I'll see you guys next week.
You want to read the truth? He is in other movies.
Oh my god. Immortal Kombat. Did he rip off Highlander? Body Slam. Reconciler. Jungle Ground.
He was like a
one word.
C-lister.
He was in Green Lantern Emerald Knights.
It is a voice.
Sci-Fighters.
That's the best one.
Roddy Piper. Alien Opponent. The Bad Pack. What is he? Why? The Green Fairy. A 2016 movie. Bye.